Welcome to Albinism Talk with your host, Marvelyn Green. Before we introduce our guests, please remember to subscribe to Yellow for Change YouTube channel and follow us on all social media platforms. If you would like to be a part of the Yale and Yellow campaign by sending yellow pictures of yourselves for albinism awareness, please feel free to do so via DM on Yellow for Change's platforms via Instagram or Facebook pages. Without further ado, we have a guest all the way from Nigeria. He is the mayor. He calls himself the mayor of Albinism, and he is the founder of the Albinism Hangout. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Oscar White. Good evening, Oscar. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
How you been? Thank you for joining Albinism Talk with me, Marvelyn. And Oscar, the floor is yours. So please introduce yourself so the audience can know who you are.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Oscar White, the Albinism Mayor of Lagos, Nigeria, the founder of the Albinism Hangout, which will be happening this Saturday, 17th September. I tell you, if you are in Lagos, if you are in anywhere you are in the world, I don't know, you can as well come around that day. If you're a person with albinism, just reach out to me. Let me see if I can smuggle you in to be part of it because my list is full already.
Nice. Oh, I wish I could come, but fortunately, I can't make it. I can't make it, but yeah. Anyway, so Oscar, questions. I'm gonna go right into it. So Oscar, when you was born, what age did you notice your skin was different? At what age did you notice your skin was different?
At least I was about 5 years old then when I started noticing that, yes, I kind of look different from other people. And here in Nigeria, like my type of person, even children like you will sing and follow you around the street. Like you hear something like, oh, you bo pepe, shuku shuku pepe. They will sing for you. They will make mockeries of you. But one thing I learned was to stand strong, to be myself and keep pushing. Yeah. To keep pushing. So I've been pushing all this while, I tell you.
That's amazing to hear that. That's very inspiring. So when did you find out that you have albinism? When did you find out the diagnosis of you having albinism?
That was 2018. Originally, like when I get to meet with other persons with albinism, that was 2018. I chatted somebody on Facebook. She introduced me to a friend. He's a friend today. Like we both have been like close friends. We talk almost every day that passes. He introduced me like, oh, meet up with this guy. This guy will take you to the other people. And it was 2018, I tell you. Like that was when I started knowing more about albinism. I was so ignorant about it. If I knew what I know now, I tell you, I'll avoid the sun. I was not even given no, I want to be out there. I want to be out there. Don't keep me in here. But I never knew there was damages the sun would do to your skin as a person with albinism here in Nigeria. But wow. I really thank God that the damages never went too far because a lot of people are suffering presently today, skin cancer.
Yeah, I am aware of the skin cancer, especially like in the southern parts is really high, and a lot of people have been dying from this horrible disease. And I think because I think there's lack of education about albinism, and or some people are just being ignorant to the fact of their condition, or there's not a lot of resources that are provided.
I would say there's no enough awareness for it. There's not enough awareness for it. Even in schools, there's not enough awareness. Like a person with albinism is not supposed to sit at the back.
Right.
Let him sit close to the board.
Yes.
But there's no, and the awareness is not really, really strong yet.
Mm-hmm. So was that like for you in school? Did you receive any accommodations regarding your eyesight?
Okay, in school.
Yeah.
See, this is, let me say this is, if this was the school, the next person sitting next to me, because I can't see the blackboard. It's not like now that they are doing whiteboard. Before now, it was a blackboard.
Yes, I know about the blackboard.
I know, I can see the blackboard. So everything he writes down, I copy. Like I was doing the copy and paste thing.
Yes.
So even though if it was not correct, just because he can see it and he's writing it, you just have to write it.
Yes. So do they have, sometimes they kind of dictate it in the classroom? Did they read it out and then you write it down?
Do they do that? We hardly see that in my own time.
So like, for example, they write, sometimes teachers will write notes in school, yeah? And sometimes they would read the notes from the board. Did you experience that in school? Did the teachers read the notes?
I've never had that experience before.
Okay. So yeah, so I mean, so the accommodations wasn't so evident in like where you were. Like some places, like some people, that's the thing for me. I ask these questions because every PWAs are different. Some people have accommodations and some people do not have accommodations. So with that said as well, like, how did you cope with your exams in school? How did you cope with that? Did you find it a struggle to see the font? Did you find it a struggle to even read notes from the examination papers?
Well, I would say the only thing I would say is thank God for the kind of eye I have with my albinism. Like, my eyes are too clear, but not that clear like a normal dark-skinned person. But my eyes are still better off than some persons with albinism.
Yeah.
Yes, because I've met a lot. My eyes are even better off than theirs. It was not really hard looking into the papers. No.
Okay.
It was not really hard.
Yeah, because some people struggled, and some people, like here in the UK, like for me, I went to school, and I was the only person in my school who had albinism. So they gave me extra time in exams. They gave me I don't know if you had that, where the papers they give you, they're so big. I hated that, but the fonts was okay for me. Yeah, so I had support in school still, regardless of my albinism.
Like,
I still had support.
when I went to school, it was not like that. But it's like they are trying to implement that now. That is coming up gradually.
Yes, that's
but when
amazing.
I went to school was years back. It was not like that. No awareness at all.
Yeah, I think it's important in parts of Africa. They need to kind of bring the awareness more in the schools for kids to learn, because most times, like, I hear stories. I've done albinism talk with a few people from South Africa, and the stories that I've heard, it was so mind blowing that some of the parents, then they don't send their kids to school due to maybe lack of resources or because of the community that that stigmatize persons with albinism. And I think from a perspective for me, growing up, I've had my education, but even though I've had my struggle with the vision impairment myself, I know there's certain things that I can't do. Like, I can't read small prints. For me, I can't. But yeah, it's good that your vision is not as bad as some people, because some people are considered legally blind, and I've seen persons with albinism walking. Okay, so thank God that you and I don't have that problem where we have to use a cane.
Well, I tell you, a lot of in the albinism world, not just in the albinism world, in the I don't know if you guys see it that way. Do you add albinism to your disability world?
Yeah, we do. In a
Okay,
sense,
okay, because
in a sense of the vision impairment, yeah, it
okay,
is.
okay,
It,
because
it, co- it,
because
co- yeah.
I was listening to an interview of a person with albinism saying something like, "Oh, he's not a fan of a PT party." I was not like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hello, if your parents provide everything for you, think about people who their parents can't even provide 2 square meal, people who hawk on the street to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Would you pity them?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a heart of empathy.
Do you get it? Like, I
Yes.
was I was so pissed with that interview. Like, don't say that. You
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Not everybody has that privilege or have that, because some people with albinism, some people were abandoned by their parents. Some were even maybe are orphans, but due to maybe losing both parents, or you know what I'm saying. And not everybody is blessed or fortunate to have that type of privilege. So we must take into consideration that not everybody is fortunate like some. Some people come from homes, maybe family don't want them, the community discard them, or you know what I'm saying, or just shun them out because of their albinism. And to me, I just think ignorance is not bliss. I don't believe that people with albinism, I mean, some people who are within the albinism community, I know some of them, because maybe they have prestigious lives, they feel that they can look down on others who don't have it. And I think where we need to have more empathy and more understanding that not everybody is fortunate, or not everybody has that same upbringing like you and I. Maybe you have your mom and your dad and they give you the support, while others maybe don't have that support from an internal and an external. So it's very difficult to kind of fit into society if the support doesn't come from the main source of family, or internal support. So yeah, I think it's not about a pity party per se. It's about showing empathy.
Okay. That's true. That's true. That, like I tell people, one, I've never allowed my albinism to limit me. You get it?
True.
I've never allowed that to limit me. I've I've put in for jobs so many places. I was turned down. Uh, an opportunity came for me to learn a skill, how to
Mm-hmm.
fix phones. I grabbed it with my full chest, and out of the class, I tell you, my name still rings bell. Oscar, 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 Oscar. From there, I had to go to another class. I had another class for entrepreneurship to learn more about business because I want to venture into business. And we are 40 in the class. If you make it through, you get a business registration. But to God be the glory, I made it through.
Well
I got
done.
it. You get it? Like, I had the opportunity of pitching my business to someone, which I pitched my business. It
Mm-hmm.
went well. And this is the result. Like, I'm sitting in my office.
Well done. Congratulations. I mean,
Yeah.
you limited the condition by breaking barriers, and that's what it's all about. And I think that's what we need to bring to the table towards the albinism community, that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it, if you put your soul to it. And I'll have to share this with you because I'd started a new job, and I met a person with albinism just like myself at work, you know. And to be honest with you, I was so happy. And so was he. We conversated and we conversed. And one of the things he said to me was, I don't let my albinism limit me. I don't like people to treat me no different, treat me normal. Treat me like a normal person. I know that I have challenges. I know that my vision is impaired. That's what his exact words to me was. He said, I want to be treated normally. Don't treat me, I don't want the pity party. I don't neither. To be honest with you, treat me like a decent person. If I need help, I'll ask to help. But I want to be treated like just normal. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, most people with albinism, some people struggle to even converse with people. Some people are bold. So it all depends on the person. But I have to say, Oscar, meeting you and to know you've achieved this much, it's commendable to know that you limit the condition and you're at a place where you're better in your life. And I'm so proud of that. And that's what we need to bring that message to the albinism community. You can make it in this world. You can actually be something. You can be entrepreneurs. You can be an advocate. You can be anything you want to be. And knowing that just because maybe we are visually impaired or we have a genetic condition, that doesn't mean that our cognitive is like impaired. There's people who are geniuses within the albinism community. There's people who are professionals. There are people out there that are pioneers. And if that is what we have to do to really bring the message out, we have to bring albinism to the positive and not the negative. Most times we do focus on the negative. We need to kind of we're not going to disregard that, but we just need to bring to the table from a different perspective what we can do as a community and for ourselves as well.
Yeah, that's just the truth. That's why I came up with the idea of the Albinism Hangout. I know a lot of people still feel shy when they see you on the road, when you bought the same bus with them. Some might even want to come down just because they are shy.
Yeah. And I
so
think
a lot of things are happening in that community where I just try my possible best to see how I can even change a person. Like I was talking to future makers. I told them if I have opportunities, I would train 300 people, 150 persons with disability and 150 persons who are able. I even talked to them about, I need finances to get a bigger place. This is what I've learned. I want to give it back to people. Some people don't have jobs. Some people are looking for what to do. So instead of you turning into a beggar on the street, why not come around? Let's put hands together. We can work it out.
Right.
But so many people don't know this. No, so many people don't know this. Why so many people had opportunities of doing extra, but I don't know. This is how I feel. Let me just tell you how I feel. In this space of albinism, I don't know, will I say we don't really have this true love for each other? You might be at the top. Yes,
I hear that.
Drag somebody else up. Drag somebody else up. Give him terms and conditions. When I bring you up, bring somebody else.
Right.
Before you know it, we all are on top.
Yes. I definitely agree. I definitely agree
by lifting each other.
I definitely agree with what you said about no love, show no love. I think if we learn, because there's a lot of people, as I said, some people with albinism, they struggle with maybe finding self-love within themselves. So have you ever heard the saying, hurt people hurt people?
Hurt people?
Hurt people hurt people. What that simply means is hurt people hurt people. Okay. What that simply means is, okay, that person maybe been going through maybe experienced trauma, or they've been through some a traumatic experience, and they're hurt, and then sometimes they transfer that hurt to somebody else. So that's what it means by saying hurt people, because they've been hurt themselves. So within the albinism community, you know, the highest discrimination, you know, and also bullying. So bullying can be also a traumatic event to some people with albinism, facing rejection and so forth. So maybe I'm not saying, not majority of us, including myself, experience some type of negativity towards our community or society, you know. But I think where some people struggle to find themselves or to love themselves, I think some people fake it to make it, but deep down they're broken. And as for me, my thing for albinism is try to empower albinism in a positive light, to say, look, if you don't learn to love yourself, no one else will. If you don't learn to stand up for yourself, no one else will. You have to be the powerhouse for yourself. And as for me, when I started Yell for Change, I started this not just to yell for change, to yell for albinism, but also to form relationships with persons like me, you know, to form relationship with my community, to even empower us to say, you know what, and if I see a person with albinism doing great things, yes, I'm gonna be like, yes, well, I'm gonna, you know, clap for you. You know, I may not have money to. It's not about money for me. You know, money will come when you're passionate about something you love. So for me, I don't look at money in terms of Youth for Change. I look at the passion, I look at the vision, I look at what can I do to even help my community, even making allies, you know, being a support to them. If I see you, you say to me, Marilyn, can you promote the Albinism Hangout event? I will put it on Yell for Change the story. If Life of Albinism is doing something, or if another person of albinism say to Yell for Change, can you promote this on your socials? That's empowering. That's empowerment right there. That is showing empowerment for albinism. That's showing you're encouraging your community. Okay, bring your thing to the table. Let me post it out there. Let me see what I can do. And then others will see that I'm not just posting things for Yell for Change, but I'm also promoting other persons of albinism. Because if you say to yourself, you want your things to come out, and then other people will see, okay, Yell for Change is putting Albinism Hangouts, promoting that, then they will jump on your socials and they want to know what's out the Albinism Hangout is all about. And that's what we have to learn to empower our community, and not to be selfish, but to be selfless, and let us just help each other build this. For me, I don't believe in competition within our community. I believe that if we can build together, we become stronger together.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. I tell you. For the Albinism Hangout this year, I never mention of it. It's sponsored by Life with Albinism. I tell you, fully paid. We got their fully paid. They are taking every sponsor for the Albinism Hangout. I never see that coming, but it came true because, you know, I tell people, when you're doing something, don't stop. Keep pushing.
Yes.
Keep pushing.
Absolutely.
Keep believing. One day, someday, somebody will come through like, oh, what's this thing you're doing? What's it all about?
Yeah.
How can I come in? How can I come in?
Yes.
So they came in, and man, I'm really happy. Like now, you know, it's multi-tax thing, but this time around, nobody's paying anything. I tell you, it's totally free.
That's amazing. I know who you're referring to. Life of Albinism. I did buy their merch. I have got their merch. I have been supporting Life of Albinism since Yell for Change started. Yes, I definitely, that's what we're talking about right there and then. Because even when I started Yell for Change, I've been partners up with another advocacy in Canada, and we have formed a relationship. we formed the relationship, and that's what it's all about. It's not, okay, you're in Nigeria, okay, I'm in the UK, and we're in a Zoom call right now. We're talking, and we're now allies. We're now allies. And if you know anyone with albinism in Nigeria, you can tell them that about Y4C. We have podcasts, and it's all about sharing, and we have to learn in our community not to be so selfish, all about me, me, me. We just have to share and empower our community, through their work, through their advocacy, through their business. If you don't even have the money to buy a merch, at least support them by promoting their business on your pages. And that's what it's all about. It having not been for Life with Albinism, maybe Young for Change would be here. So obviously I've formed relationship with them as well, and I've formed relationship with other advocacies as well. So for me, I see it as it's a good thing that I'm forming a relationship with you as well, because it's not just about the money. It's about being that support structure towards my community, whether you're in the UK, whether if you're in Africa, or whether if you're in the US, or if you're in the Caribbean. It's all about showing that support. It's all about empowering our community. And, even if you have one supporter, Oscar, that's still a good thing. Because even if you reach one person with your content, with the Albinism Hangout, you are doing something right. You know that you're doing an amazing job with what you're doing. So continue the work, keep pushing. And it is people like Life of Albinism, Born to Ottawa, and a few more advocacies that I've made allies with. They encourage Yale for Change to keep going. We started last Tuesday was 2 years of advocacy for us. We started 2 years ago. And we're coming this far.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And there's more to come. I mean, the word doesn't stop. The word doesn't stop. So the question I want to ask you as well, why the Albinism Hangout? When did that start?
The Albinism Hangout started officially 2019.
Mm-hmm.
We went to an event. And it was just the event was taken over. It was our event, but it was taken over by dark-skinned people. We had to sit down, we had to listen to them, talk about albinism to us. That feeling. Tell us you don't have to go to the sun. Like, I go through sunburn. I know how many days it lasts before it fades away. So why not let me tell you about it? You sit down, let me tell you about it. Not me sitting down, you telling me what you're reading from the book or what somebody told you as a story. Why let me give you the total original package?
Yeah.
So we had to sit down. I'll be like, why don't we come up with something like the Albinism Hangout? Like, for the youth, let's put up Hangout for the youth. Like, I can see a lot of youth are here today, but they are not really talking. They are not really joining the conversation. Let's put up something. Let's see if it will work. We did twice in 1 year. Like, we did November, we did December. So from there, we started rolling till 2022. And we are still going. We are not going to stop here. We're stopping here.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And that's what it's all about. You keep going, we keep going, and you don't stop. Legacies are here for a reason. And if we can create legacies for our community, we're basically leaving a print so next generations can see that we are doing something great for our community. Now, Oscar, questions I want to ask you. How does your albinism affect you in relationship?
Well, I'll tell you, for me, let me just speak for myself. Let me not speak for other people. My albinism has never affected me in a relationship. You know why? Because one, I know what I carry, I know who I am, I know the kind of lady I want to hang out with. You get it? Not just every lady.
Mm-hmm.
There was a particular lady that told me one time like that, over my dead body will I go out with you? But she came begging, like when she saw the stuff I was made up of, she realized she was missing something. I tell myself, if I ask you out for today and you say no, you just missed a big fish.
Wow. Because the reason I asked that question is like there are some people who find it hard to like maybe settle down with someone or even have a even dating as well. Like I mean, I done a talk a couple of weeks back and we had these conversations and there was a guy um in Canada and he says, "Oh, I struggle to find somebody because I have with albinism," and I think that's very common within the community of albinism because not everybody can find that person to say love them through albinism. But like me, I have a husband, so
Okay,
you know,
sorry, let me cut you. Sorry, let me cut you.
yeah.
Um, what do I want to say here? For that guy, one, I tell people, try as much as possible, dress well,
Mm-hmm.
smell good. Somebody will like you. What are you talking about? When you're
That's what I'm
dressed
saying. I
well,
think
when you smell
it's
good.
just the way, yeah, because just the way how you present yourself, you present
I
yourself.
tell you,
Yeah,
and
it's how
maybe,
you present
maybe,
yourself.
maybe he wants every lady. You don't want every lady. Just sit down, feel free, relax. As like here in Nigeria, we have three major tribes: the Igbo, the Yoruba, and the Hausa. My Yoruba name is Abefe, and I
Mhm.
don't think you can pronounce that Abefe. The meaning of Abefe is beg me before you marry me. You have to
Oh
beg
wow.
me.
Oh wow.
You get it? Like
Yeah.
everybody is the same. I'm different. You get it? Like, ooh, you want to chill with me? You get it? Like, I don't know. I see myself like a
I
fresh
think that's a good thing.
baked
That's a good
bread.
confidence right there. That's a good
Yeah,
confidence.
I see my
It's a good confidence.
fresh baked bread. Do you know how people rush it? Hot.
Mm.
I'm hot. So
For me, I just see it as, how you present yourself, you attract people, as you said, look
that's it.
good and look after yourself. Care is a must, and I definitely agree. If you don't look after yourself, no one else will. And I think for me, you know, not just look after yourself, just make sure you're a good character as well. So not just the appearance, but make sure you have the whole package of good character, good sense of humor, good attribute about yourself. If you're representing yourself and you want somebody, you want to settle down with somebody, let the person see your character. Let your character don't brag about yourself too much, but let your character speak volumes. And I think that's my message I want to give to people. If you're looking for somebody, don't overdo it. Just be yourself. Just present yourself well, as you said. Present yourself well, and just learn to just love and just like go with the flow. If it don't work out, it don't work out. Don't beat yourself up about it. There's lots of fish in the sea, and no man's an island. There's always somebody for everybody. You know,
That's it.
there's
So on
always
that,
some.
I don't have issues over relationship. No.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Like I know some people are shy to maybe ask a girl out or ask a guy out. So yeah, but I think good confidence comes with a good package when it comes to even meeting people with albinism. I think good confidence is good. I'm really glad that you don't have that issue with finding someone. It's a good thing. It's a good look. Next question I want to ask you, um, what is the discrimination like in Nigeria? Because I've heard the stories in the southern part. What's it like there on your side?
In Lagos, like Lagos is a city. It's not like a village. It's a city where everybody try to mind their business, but some people don't still want to mind their business. Some people still want to jump into your business. So for me, I don't see anything like, the only thing you can discriminate me for or on is my albinism. And when you talk about my albinism, I'm not looking that dirty. I try and come out looking good. So what do you want to discriminate me about? So it's not really like it used to be. It's fading away. But some people will still be people. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that's that. It's not really like it used to be.
So it's not so high as before. No. The discrimination.
No.
Oh wow. Because albinism is getting more common in that region. Is that why the discrimination is reducing?
Yeah, like we have over 400 people with albinism, over 400 in Lagos alone.
So that works out in ratio 1 in maybe 2,000, or maybe it's higher than, because in southern parts of Africa, I think, yeah, it's like 1 in 2,000. I think in the southern part, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it is very high, like in South Africa, everywhere you probably just walk around, oh, there's a person with albinism there, you see it, it's there. But because I'm in the UK, it's not very evident. It's very diverse here. There's a lot of white folks and whatnot here. But it's very rare that I see PWAs here in the UK. It's very rare because we're like a rare bunch. But I know in Africa, the stats are high with albinism.
Okay.
Yeah. Check the time. So Oscar, I just have to say this conversation with you is amazing. Thank you so much for your time, and it's so amazing that you are doing amazing work and you're doing great things within the albinism community. And guys, on Saturday the 17th, please go and support Oscar White and the Albinism Hangout and Life with Albinism. Please go out and support Oscar White and the gang in Nigerians. Fortunately, I can't be there. I would have wished I was there, but I can't be present. But go out there, show your love, show your support. Go have fun. Just enjoy. Life is for enjoyment, and within the albinism community, we must learn to be happy. Happiness comes from you, not from anybody else, but comes from yourself. So Oscar, just to wind this up with you, what would be your message for the albinism community? What would be your message?
Well, my message to the albinism community is, one, be yourself, be the best you can be. 2, keep moving. 3, don't allow the dream die because of your skin color. Your skin color should be your selling point. Yeah, because everybody will want to try you out. So be the best in what you do. Be the best in what you do. That's my
message.
That's my message.
Amen to that. I love that. Be yourself and use your skin as a selling point. That is the first I've ever heard somebody say that. All the time I've done albinism talk, I've never heard someone say use your skin as a selling point. That's actually a good start for the albinism community. Thank you for sharing that with us on Albinism Talk with Marvelyn. Now, Oscar, so I know I mentioned about your Albinism Hangout. Give more details so your listeners um know more about it than I can. So just share a bit about that.
Okay,
What it's
the Albinism Hangouts, like I said, was fully sponsored by Life with Albinism. It will be happening here in Lagos. You know why I refuse to disclose the venue? I don't want the venue to be jam-packed by everybody. I give a confirmation ID.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that okay, yes, you're there live. I'll give you a confirmation ID that I'm sure that you'll be there. I don't want everywhere to be jam-packed because it's selected people. Like I said, we have lists of numbers of people we want for that day. So like I said, the list is full, but if you still can talk to me, I can smuggle you in.
Okay.
You
That's
get
okay.
it? So it's happening in mainland in Lagos.
Nice. That's awesome. That's so awesome. So if you have any socials that you would like your listeners and to follow, please share that with us.
Yeah, like there's the live and the Albinism Hangout is on Twitter, is on Instagram, is on Facebook. And my personal handle is Oscar White. That's on Facebook, Oscar White on Facebook. On Instagram, Oscar White Phone Clinic.
Yeah, okay.
On Instagram, I'm Oscar White Phone Clinic. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your social bundles. And again, thank you so much, Oscar, for taking your time out with ATWM, Albinism Talk with Marvelyn. And guys, Yell for Change is on all social media platforms, and this episode will be on YouTube. So please subscribe to our channel. And remember, this is a advocacy that spreads the yellow message on albinism awareness. And I want to thank everyone that supported Yell for Change. My empowerment message would be for my community is continue to shine, continue to elevate, be you, and don't stop believing and don't stop dreaming. Don't let your dreams die. Put your vision out, plan it, execute it, and let your voice be heard because you matter. And we are definitely gonna keep going and yelling for a change, not just to yell to end the stigma, but yell for a better future within our community. So guys, thank you all so much for taking your time out with Albinism Talk with Marvelyn. And remember, yell for albinism. Together we stand, together we can. Much love to you all. God bless you.